Yeah, them fin woman heartless. You know how long them pussy they want step and can't step. Heartless, no man heartless. Heartless.
Kelly on the beat, boy.
Executive producer Azariah Malone, Cartagena, DJ Sergio Surge. Gangs of London is coming back. Gangs of London, if you haven't seen season 1, it is probably the illest shit I ever seen. So if you're into action, gangster shit, people dying, they will show you every single way a person can die on Gangs of London. It's a series, second season comes out this week. King of Harlem, ain't nobody made me leave. King of Harlem, ain't nobody made me leave. Hey, yo, that King of Harlem. That's another one. Malcolm X, Forrest Whitaker, Naldo Benny, Brazil. What's up, my brother? Brazil on the check-in. And so, here we are, just me and you, trying to keep it consistent. Today we got a great guest. We will learn a lot about him shortly. Big funeral today. You know, my daughter said, Dad, I didn't know Reverend Al. I didn't know Reverend Al could talk like that. I said, yo, Ma, he's the Reverend Al. Like, you know, one of the greatest orators to ever do it. You know, I've never seen Reverend Al fall flat. Like, I've always seen him uplift the people and talk that talk. And so today we had another sad funeral. This kid he seemed like such a nice guy, such a beautiful person. God bless Mr. Wright. Really, really sad, man. It's just a real sad time in America just to see what's really going on out there and to see all the families come together and support Philandro. That was they all got me upset, but Philando got me really upset. You know what I'm saying? They kill that man for no reason. They kill all of them for no reason, but you know, damn, man. To be a Rice, you know, we got a lot of work to do, man. You know, the Chevron case was just one and done. You know what I'm saying? And so we just need a whole systemic change, man. And so we gotta pray for them families. You know, mothers always say they wasn't here to bury their children, and that's gotta be by far. You know, we watch everything like it's numbers, like it's news. You know, 1,200 people died in Afghanistan. Oh, 1,200. Oh, this and this. And then it's just like a regular thing when you're watching the news too. You're affected. And when you're in there, that's when you say, holy shit, this is real. And so we got to pray for the world. There's so many ugly things going on around the whole world. And you know, but we got to get up. We got to think positive. You know, I thank God every day for every breath of air, man. Like every single, you know, you got to live in the now. You got to live in the present. You know, and thank God for the beer you're drinking right now on the stoop. Thank God for the air you're breathing. Thank God that you're not getting a call that one of your family members are in trouble, sick, or whatever the case may be. It's a luxury. A day that goes by without somebody telling you that they're in pain or they're in an accident or something happened to someone in your family or it's a luxury. You won. You know, if you want to know what true winning is not hearing bad news. And to me, it gets scary. I hear so much bad news. I think it's maybe because I know so much people. You know, I've been around for a long time, especially having relationships with people all over the world. So it almost scares me with, yo, Serge, I knew you had the COVID. I knew you was fighting. Yeah, I knew you would beat it. I knew it was tough. And so COVID ain't going away yet. Still out here. And every week I know about 3 or 4 people that got the COVID. My little girl got it. I want to say her name, and I'm praying for you, and I know you're doing better. But one of my daughter's friends has it, and she's like a niece to me, and I love her, and I'm praying for her, and I know she's good. But, you know, it's just crazy. You know, it's like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And so I don't get paid by the vaccine people, but I got the vaccine. And I told you I would. I got the Moderna. I'm a Moderna baby. Some people say they're 80s baby. Some people say they're a crack baby. I say I'm a Moderna baby. Born again. And so, you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up, bro. You cannot make this shit up. Roxy Diaz says, yes, get that vaccine. No bullshit. And so what you got to understand is that people don't realize, no matter what kind of medicine you take, there's always a side effect. So there's always something that could go wrong. They be like, here, take this right here for diabetes. But it's a very rare chance you might go blind, you might go this, you might catch a stroke, you might die, you might catch dementia. They always say that shit. Look at the commercial for anything, for fucking Vaseline, anything. The problem is, I keep trying to tell you people, they say 1 in a million. You say the Johnson & Johnson. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine says, if you take this vaccine, you will not die. And the shit we scared of with COVID is dying. The vaccine says, if you take this, you cannot die. Pfizer says the same. Moderna says the same. Doesn't say you can't get sick. Doesn't say you won't catch it or something, or it's a side effect. So in the Moderna, they gave out 6 million shots. 6 people, unfortunately, caught blood clots. Well, that's the side effect that we see in the commercial that says if you take the shot, you might, 1 in a million, catch the blood clots. Now, we feel sorry for them, especially when it's somebody we know or somebody we love, but it's always a side effect, right? So out of 6 million people, out of 9,999,000, 1 caught blood clots. And then you keep going on. That's 1 in a million. When you get on an airplane and they say, yo, every 1 in a million airplanes crash, this is the safest shit. Unfortunately, somebody's the one. I keep trying to tell you this shit. Somebody's the one. You know, or 1 died out of 6 million. I can't, man. I can't be doing this show no more because y'all want that mumbo jumbo, man. You want to know what happened with 6ix9ine today at the 7-Eleven. Yeah, you want to know the bullshit, man. Y'all don't want no real shit, man. I'm up here trying to give you the realest shit. I'll try to give you the real shit, not the mumbo jumbo. Hopefully something you can walk away with to help your life. Yo, Belly!
Moderna boys. Right? Moderna boys, baby.
Yo, Belly, you a Moderna baby?
Moderna boy, man. Let's go. Moderna Mafia.
Yo, listen, yo, and it's crazy, Belly. I didn't even know that, but yo, Belly, look. For one, all right, I represent poor people. For the most part, I represent oppressed people, poor people. I think that's why I open businesses in the hood. That's why I'm always in the hood supporting whatever. And a lot of times, poor people are the voiceless, right? And so they could think of different scenarios and come up with different shit. You know, we got 100 preachers on every corner in Harlem, right? But I try to tell them, listen, my brothers, I love y'all. I'm not a scientist or nothing, but all the billionaires and rich people I know, the rich ones, ran to get that vaccine. Oh, yeah. But 100 miles per hour.
100%.
So now if you got broke philosophers in Harlem or in the projects in the Bronx, yo, brother, they got the 92K. They got the 4. I'm like, yo, listen to me, man. They're not really worried about you, to be honest. I'm trying to put you on because I got one foot in the wealthy part of America and the streets. So all I can do is not lie to you and tell you the truth. And right. Say, listen, guys, I know you're scared, but these billies, they're running for the vaccine. And with you, why did you choose to take the vaccine, Belly?
First of all, man, my wife is a doctor, so she deals with patients every day. You know, shout out to Dina. But she be.
So you married a doctor, Belly?
Yeah. So she deals with this shit every day, man. And like a high percentage of people that passed away from the virus were people that were overweight, you know, or suffered from eating disorders and such. You know, so
diabetes, asthma, hypertension. A lot of those guys. Yo, this was the perfect storm for big guys to die.
Yeah, it was terrible.
All these security guards I knew that worked in the clubs in New York, all of them died. Hundreds of them died. Big guys you used to see in front of the clubs, they all died from this COVID shit. It's almost like it's a perfect storm. So the wife told you, yo, Belly, you got to be careful.
I mean, she put me on to the science, you know what I mean? She's in there. They made them take the vaccine in January. And it's like, why would you make all the people that are supposed to save us take something that's supposed to kill them? You know what I mean? It doesn't make no sense. So, I had confidence in it. I read up about it. You know,
Let me ask you a question, Belly. What about your rich friends? Did they take the vaccine?
Absolutely. Everybody.
Let me tell you something. I've had the most radical, if we want to say pro-black, the guys who fight the power 24 hours a day, I've seen them and they tell me in my ear, yo, I got both vaccines. You got yours? And so it's crazy to me when we got this blessing that people would be scared of it. You know, were you born in Palestine, Belly?
Yeah. I was born back home, man. So I came to Canada when I was like 6 or 7 years old, around there.
And so you still have family in Palestine?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And what's that like, being from Palestine, and seeing all the issues that's been going on over there? Because, you know, when I think Belly, I think Palestine. I don't know why.
I love that, man. I love that, for real. I mean, it's hard to watch, you know, like, I try to remind people to just separate, you know, people from government, because I think a lot of the problems that are happening over there is just bad, corrupt government. And a lot of Israelis even know that their government is corrupt and they're trying to do something about it. So it's not everybody in terms of the people. You know, some of the people do want to see us live decent lives, you know what I mean? But we really got to uproot everything that's going on in that corrupt-ass government and really do something that works for everybody. You know what I mean?
You know, we pray for peace, man. We've been praying forever for peace. You know, it's been a dream of mine to go with Khaled, because you know the Khalids, they from Palestine.
Of
To
course.
go with Khaled to Palestine and walk the middle of the streets, you know what I mean, and perform for the people out there. You know the young brother that raps out there in Palestine.
Yeah,
You ever seen him?
sure. Yeah, definitely, man.
Yo, that's my man. I follow him. He
He's
be
nice,
rapping the real shit, right?
man. God bless him. I really hope he goes global. He deserves it, you know?
Yeah, man, I follow him, man. Man, I wish I knew his name. But yo, Belly, let me ask you something. Something special about you, man, is because you come up with the with the XO, the OVOs, you come up making music with the weekend and all these. But what is the magic between you and Jay-Z? Why does everybody I bring Belly's name up to, they say Jay-Z speaks so highly of you and he believes in you so much? What is that? What is that bromance? What is it that Jay-Z got for you that he sees in you?
I mean, man, first of all, hearing you say that is crazy. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I idolized Jay-Z. I mean, I didn't learn English until probably the early 90s. You know what I mean? So coming up, rap was my first love. Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style, B.I.G. Ready to Die, you know, and eventually Jay-Z. And I think, you know, when I write raps and stuff like that, I really pretend like he's about to grade my raps. Like I pretend he's about to, you know. So I think I always took a little something from him and the way he, and then made it my. I hope that's what he appreciates. You know what I mean? Because, you know, it's crazy. Like I said, I grew up idolizing him. So hearing you say that is crazy.
Yeah, so what is the connection though? You definitely got a connection with Jay-Z.
Oh yeah, no, that's my guy, man. Like every album I put out, takes it in. Like as soon as I feel like I got a body of work, I send it to him. He takes the whole thing in. Most of the time, we actually meet up and go through it in the studio. You know, this time you already know that the whole pandemic was going on, so we just did it remotely. But yeah, he'd be sending me, you know, just a whole bunch of comments and everything he feels about the album, breaking down certain bars I said and being like, you know what I mean? So it's just
That's
great, man.
crazy because I do that too.
Yeah,
When I'm about to put out some music, I send it to Jay, and he'll hit me back with some comments. He'll be like, "Damn, I don't know how you still doing this," or whatever the case may be. But I do it too. You know,
yeah.
I figure you got one of the greatest of all times and you could get their true opinion on it. Why not use the access?
100%. That's how I feel. I mean, it's only a few people that I feel like could add something to what I'm doing. Not in like a braggadocious way. It's just I kind of do my shit a little different, you know. And you know, I think the Weeknd Abel is one of those people that like I have to play him a project before I drop it, you know, and just take his input on how to make the shit a movie. You know what I mean?
And
And
how's that connection with you and Abel the Weeknd? Because y'all worked together so many times. How did you meet the Weeknd, and how did y'all get that bond together to where it seems like you work with him all the time?
I think with me and him, it started so organically, like it's just a friendship. Like we didn't work together for the first 3 or 4 years we knew each other. We were just friends. Like we would just hang out. You know, I would pull up to his events, he'd pull up to mine, and it was like a natural kind of organic relationship. And then once we started getting like a certain respect for each other and the studio work and all that, I think we just, you know, it just happened. One day we were just in the studio and it was like, yo, you know, let's sit down and do something, man. Every time we make something, especially for my albums and stuff like that, man, like we really don't miss it. He really comes and puts his full thought into what we about to do. You know what I mean? He tries to make that a movie. So
It's crazy because what you describe right now is from the outside in. That's how I feel about French and Drake. Like they just friends.
yeah,
Like they go to vacation, they party together, they hang out, and then out of somewhere comes a record. And it's like Drake and French. But I don't think they intentionally we gotta, I just think they just hang out all the time. One day they're in the studio, they pull up a track and they get busy.
yeah, 100%. I think that's the way the best records happen. Like when it's forced and they put the artists in the studio and they're like, all right, let's go, just work. I feel like it never comes out the way it's supposed to. But when two people the vibe and this, that, and like you already
Even if it wins, it's whack. Like I've done songs like that went #1. That I said, yo, Cool and Dre, yo, I need this sound. Yo, I gotta get homie, and the shit went #1. But I don't even feel good performing that shit. Like it just feels fake to me because I know I basically made a fake hit.
I feel you 100%, man. Like now, especially now, the way I do it, and God bless, I got the opportunity to be this way, you know, and God bless, I put in the work to be this way. But if I don't really fuck with it and I'm passionate about it and fuck with the person that's behind it, like I don't even walk in the studio no more. Like I don't even want to do the session. To me, it doesn't make sense. I know myself. Like I'm not even gonna be myself in that session. I'm not gonna give you what you want. I'm not gonna do the things that people know me for. Like I'm just gonna be shut down if things aren't cool energy wise. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the way I've judged my whole life. Like I walk into a meeting or whatever I walk into, it's like I'm not looking, I'm not listening. I'm feeling what's going on. If I don't feel right in that situation, I'm gone. You know what I mean? And it, like again, not on no.
That's a good position to be in because I've done some records with some of the most horrible guys in the universe and took the check and almost cried at the studio. Keep playing the same whack beat. When it's whack, man, it'll take me 12 hours to write a verse. Like you in there like you want to die, like yo, but you took the check, man. You took the wire. And I'm glad I'm not at that point no more in my life.
God bless, man. Trust me. That was the best thing I broke out of was that whole era right there. Because I just like making the shit now if it makes me feel something. If it doesn't make me feel something, I don't want to make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what it's always been about, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always been about telling your story and representing where you from and how passionate you are about it. You know, the money and all that is gonna come. You know what I'm saying? All the glory is gonna come, but as long as you're true to the game and you put in that work, you know what I'm saying? With you, I remember we did a freestyle in BET.
Yeah.
And you start going off, and you almost had like a little pun flow there. And I said, yo, Belly trying to rip this shit down. Like because I ain't gonna lie, I took the freestyle light. You know, it was like last minute, I was in LA, they was like, yo, Joe, freestyle. So I actually tippy-toed in there, went in there like, and then I seen you going crazy. Yo, I said, shit, this guy Belly's kind of nice right now. I knew you for the songwriting and everything else, but for the lyrics as an MC, you really got busy.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, Big Pun was another one of them, man. Big Pun was another one of the guys I studied, man. Like, obviously I still got my lifestyle on my playlist right now. If I work out.
My lifestyle a serious motherfucker.
You know what I mean? Like, I still got that shit. Like, Pun, like, man, like, y'all was really my teacher. So I felt like if I'm going to come out and people ain't really seen me or ever me at that point, I'm like making, you know what I mean?
It's crazy because your guy Sal, shout out to my man Sal. What a beautiful guy, man. Yo, Sal's the best. And Sal always tells me that. Whenever I talk to him, he be like, yo, man, you guys, you and Pun, man, y'all niggas, yeah, he would, he's like, yo, man, you inspired us so much, man. And I appreciate that about him because Sal, he's so big. He managed The Weeknd, Doja Cat, French. He's the biggest guy in the game. But he always very humble. Same thing about you. Always humble, no matter how big you is. I done pulled up on you and you got the biggest Maybach or Rolls Royce there, and you jump out the whip, yo, crack, what's up, yo, and we kicking his friends, and that's very, very important.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. And honestly, like Sal was telling you, like especially with you, like this, we really grew up on that shit. They used to call me and Cash Big Fat Joe in the hood, like when we were young. I'm talking like 13, I swear to God, like 13, 14 years old. They used to call me and Cash Big Pun and Fat Joe, and that was like the whole ongoing joke in the whole neighborhood. So y'all really been a part of the inspiration since day one. So that shit is real, man. You know.
Thank you, my brother. It's crazy because I got a friend. I'll just bring him up because his name's Chris Abrego. Chris Abrego's so fucking rich. He owns all these TV shows and all this shit, right? And he's a Mexican kid from East LA. And one day I get to kicking it with him. He sold companies for 300 million. Like, this guy got big bank, right? And
Yeah.
I'm chilling with him. He says, yo, he says to me, yo, it's because of you. You inspired me. You and Big Pun made me believe Latinos could do it.
That's
And
what's up.
this guy's worth like 500 million. I'm like, damn, could you loan me something, bro? Could you give me a fucking dollar behind that inspiration?
You inspire me.
Like, I'm like, could you give me $1 for the inspo? Like, yo, this guy's shitting money.
That's what's I love that shit. I love hearing stories of like immigrants, just like anybody that's against all the odds, making it. That's my shit. That's the shit that makes me happy. I wake up and read that shit. I can have a good day, no matter what, you know. So
that's my shit too. Have you seen the documentary, the French Montana documentary that's about to come out?
Yeah,
Shout out
yeah.
to my brother Nori on the check-in. Drink Champs on the check-in.
Yes, sir.
Yo, Belly, you saw the documentary yet?
I saw most of it. Yep. Incredible.
Man, that's gonna change the world when it comes out, huh?
Beautiful, man. It's beautiful, man. I'm proud of French and everything he's doing too, man. He's really elevating everything he's on. So I'm excited to see the next chapter, you know.
Yeah, your biggest artists and your biggest songs you written for, man, to date. Could you tell the people? Because, you know, anybody tuned in know who you is. Whoever don't, we want to let them know a little bit about your story before we go into what the future is.
Honestly, man, like no disrespect at all, you know what I mean? But just like with that shit, man, I don't really like to talk about those vibes because I feel like it's so intimate to those artists that I don't want to sit here and try to take certain credit away from what they do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think what they do is so special that I wouldn't be able to do what I do if they weren't able to bring me into that
You know,
world.
years ago they would say, like, just to elaborate, not talking about any artist, but years ago they would say, not R&B artists though, they would say rappers don't write their own rhymes, they're not the real deal. And I've been in sessions with rappers that are the biggest rappers in the world, my favorite rappers, where they had 6 writers writing their shit. But if they gave those rhymes to any other rapper, the cadence, the flow, the way, the meaning of the words wouldn't be the same.
100%. 100%. And being a songwriter, you got to embody what they're going through. You got to embody sometimes someone's entire character to be able to get the words out the right way. So, you know, that's why I don't like to take the credit away, because really I'm channeling everything they are in order to do what I do. You know what I mean? So, you know, all the credit goes to them.
Yeah, that's an amazing thing. You know, I met The Weeknd one time in my life. I walked in a steakhouse in LA, and he walks up to me, he asks me, "Where's Azariah?" That's my daughter. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm all the way in LA. The Weeknd knows my daughter's name. She's only 13. And I was like, oh, she's home back. I'll tell Azariah I said hi. And then when I came home, I was like, yo, Azariah, I can't believe it. The Weeknd knows who you are. And she was just like, where you know him from?
I made a video, and I think it's him.
She made a video, what, dancing? Oh, she made a video dancing, and somebody from the record label, I think Juliet or the Tina, sent him the video. So that's how he knew, and it blew my fucking mind when Weeknd asked me for my daughter. I was like, yo, this guy know my daughter, man. Great guy though, huh?
He's really dope like that, man. He really pays attention, and like he's I've never been around somebody that got the status he got, that's as humble and that's as like thoughtful as that human being. Even when I got family or relatives in town, like he always takes the time to, you know, he goes above and beyond to make sure, you know, that they feel like loved, you know what I mean? And I think
it's really crazy because I never see The Weeknd. I see him in Super Bowl Sunday. You know, The Weeknd's The Weeknd. You know, even if he's in town, you hear The Weeknd's in town. The walls are shaking, but I never really get to see The Weeknd. And to know that you basically telling me that's so much your brother that if somebody from your family come in town, he comes and hangs out with them and
Oh
he
yeah,
shows love. You know, that's like something.
that's for me 100%. But even on some just everyday, you know what I mean? Like he's just like he's probably one of the best people that that I know in this game. Period. You know, with that status or not. You know, just somebody that's really
And
thought.
it's crazy because in a couple of days I'm going somewhere out of town where I know Khaled's parents live. And I got it in my list. Like, I'm going to go check up on Mama Khaled, Papa Khaled, make sure they're good. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just because, you know, when they see me, they see him. You know, same thing. And so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Feel you, man. Hey, make sure you eat some Palestinian food, bro. We got the best food. You already
Let me
know.
tell you something. I've eaten. Mama Khaled served me a lamb one time, and the guy was still running. The guy was running. Okay? The lamb was in motion, like running.
Yeah.
I'll never forget this shit my whole life. We prayed for this shit. But I'm looking at guys in there with his head, everything. They cut his belly open and shit. And it was good as hell. But I was like, yo, this guy's still running. This guy, like the legs, I've eaten a lot of the problem I got with Palestinian and because you know I was diabetic, now I'm pre-diabetic or whatever. Your sweets are really sweet, man.
Hell yeah.
Like the sweets, they use a lot of sugar in the sweets. You know, you got you got them cookie things. Boy, Khaled be fucking up some Palestinian desserts. Like he can fuck up a tray.
That shit is incredible.
No, it's incredible. No, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But it's really sweet. You can taste the sugar all the time.
It's just like a one and done. You're not supposed
to. When something tastes too good, something sweet, baklava, yeah, that shit is sweet to death. Honey, all that shit got a lot of sugar in it. And so I got to look at it. I can't really. I remember one time I went to and shout out to people in Lebanon. I went to Lebanon and they I'll tell you a crazy story in Lebanon. I think I told it to them before, but so anyway, I went to Lebanon one time and they treated me so nice. When I got to the hotel, there was just mad desserts in my room. Cause you know, people think Fat Joe. You know, I've been places where they think Fat Joe and the food is 1 mile long. Like no, I mean one Chinese, Mexican, Turkish, like they will go, they think I can eat 1 million pounds of food, huh? They don't know I don't eat like that no more. That's right, baby. Yo, but yo, I've been places, Belly, where people say, yo, that's Fat Joe. So, yo, the food is so much a mile long where you be like, God damn. And so when I went in Lebanon, they had all the Arabic desserts. And man, this shit, I was killing this shit. I forgot I had diabetes and shit. I was just fucking them up. And that's when I realized, I said, man, I can't do this, man. Because when you in Lebanon, as soon as you pass the customs, they got like a dessert shit for you to take home. Woo! Yo, LA, that shit's so real, man.
Yeah, that's I'm on a diet. I can't see that shit. I cannot see that shit. If I'm trying to really just be on some lifestyle shit, I cannot see that shit. It's not allowed in my house. No one's allowed to bring it if they're coming from overseas. Like none of that.
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm saying. You got a new project coming out, huh, Belly?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Talk about it.
I mean, I just put out 2 joints. I put out If You Know, You Know, and I put out Money on the Table with Benny the Butcher, and we about to put out some more, man. Like we got so much more work ready to go. Shout out to Benny, by the way. Like he really killed that shit. But we got so much work, man. My next shit is called Zero Love. I got Moneybag Yo on it. Yeah, it's a lot of big shit on that album. So
Yo, Belly, everybody fuck with you, man. Everybody loves your music. They love you as a person.
Thank you,
what
man.
you stand for. You know, everybody, no disrespect, but you know, being that this is a live show, shit be coming on. There's a bunch of people saying rest in peace, Shock G. I hope it ain't true. This shit happens all the time. And, you know, I've been doing this show for like a year to get everybody happy and take their mind off the COVID. But, you know, a lot of our people been passing away nonstop. So I hope it ain't true that Shock G died now of Digital Underground. I mean, there's been a horrible year for hip hop. Black Rob, DMX, you know, just so many people, man. So many people been passing away. Do you have any history with DMX or how DMX or Black Rob influenced you?
It's crazy. Well, rest in peace, Black Rob, DMX, man. But it's crazy because
G died. You sure about that?
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Rest in peace, Shock G, man. Digital Underground. This shit crazy, man. This is a hard, yo, Belly, let me tell you something. This is a hard show. Like like I come on here and I gotta announce people died. You know, DMX died. I gotta turn the shit on and talk to the people, and it's hard, man. It's not easy as people think. You know, with everybody passing away like that, this is a fucked up time, man.
yeah, that's fucked up, man. I was talking about Shock G like 2 days ago. Rest in peace, man. That's crazy.
Man, what you know about Shock G? Let's talk about that, right? Because the man deserves his flowers, man.
I mean, I just remember like just being a Biggie fan. You know, I watched the Pac documentary where Shock G was talking about the both of them.
Shock G and them put Pac on.
You know, yeah, and he really gave Big so much respect on what he said. He gave both of them so much respect and just said how both of them lived in different worlds and they could both, you know, coexist. And man, it's crazy. That's so sad, man.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Yo, Belly, should we expect an album coming from you soon?
Yeah. I mean, definitely the album coming soon. I want it to come later. I know everybody around me knows that's how I feel about it, so we're trying to put for the fastest possible, you know, release. You know, so like I said, we got a few more joints on the way. The album dropping right there, and that's it. You know.
Yeah, let me ask you something. You fast
Yeah.
in the Muslim holidays? Do you fast?
I do. I haven't the last few days because I'm on medicine, but most of the time, like if I'm healthy and all
You
that.
guys got some loopholes, right? You know, I've been with Jews that eat pork. Listen, and then I've been with some Muslims. Y'all got some shit. You know, I know French takes it serious. I've been with Khaled where he's eating some shit, and I'm like, yo, Khaled, what the fuck you eat? He's like, no, I'm traveling.
Yeah, when you travel, you don't.
No, there's a rule that if you travel, I swear to my mother. Am I lying? No, but listen, if you traveling, it's Ramadan. If you traveling, you can eat.
If you're traveling, no, you're not supposed to fast if you're traveling, unless it's like a short trip. But if you got like a full day travel, like you're not supposed to fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you guys, y'all know. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
I take medicine in the morning, man. You know, like a few times a day. So I haven't been able to fast, but I'm back on it probably like Saturday or Sunday.
You know, it always amazed me how French, you know, could drink, get high, whatever. But when it comes time to that Ramadan season, he is the most sober guy. He fasts, and I've always respected that about him. And I knew anybody could do it if French could stop. You know, like, you know, French is one of our brothers that go hard. He you know, French goes hard, like Weekend at Bernie's. And you know, but he still, when it comes down to Ramadan and all that, he watches what he does.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were raised like that, you know. It's a very holy time of year. You know, it's a disciplined time of year, and those days that you miss traveling or taking medicine, or you got to make those days up. So the end of Ramadan.
Yeah. Also, the reason for the fast from the Muslim brothers, the Muslim community and sisters, is to be thoughtful of the others who don't have as much as you. Am I correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a huge aspect of it. You know, restraint, discipline, and obviously humility. Teaching yourself, you know, that other people go through probably a lot worse. You know what I mean? Like if you have the ability to eat every day and you got a roof over your head, you got clean water, you're living better than 75% of the world. So that's something, you know, to always be grateful for and feel blessed for. You know.
Man, that's a beautiful thing. Yo, Belly, thank you for coming on the show, man. We love you, man.
Thank
We're
you,
here
man.
to support you, man. Stay you. You've always been a great guy, man, and it was an honor to have you on here today.
And thank you so much,
Peace,
man.
my brother. Nothing but love. Rock Nation. Shout out Rock Nation. Shout out everybody for making this happen, because we both wanted to make it happen, and thank God our schedules finally worked out.
Yeah, man. Definitely, man. Great seeing you. It's an honor. And you already know, man. You one of the reasons I'm here, man. So God bless, brother.
Nothing but love, my brother. God bless. Man, there you have it from the one and only Canada's own Belly. My brother's responsible for a lot of hits. Very humble, and I love the way he does that, because even sometimes, you know, sometimes when you work with people making music and you do it out of the heart, it really ain't to be bragging about. So I understood exactly where he was coming from, even though his contribution is priceless. But I understood where he was coming from. And Roxy, I see you, Roxy. Rest in peace, Shock G. It's true. My daughter's looking it up, executive producer. Shock G, beyond the living legend. Before I ever rapped, I would watch Video Music Box and see their videos and wish I could be like them. Big D the Weatherman said Belly has over 5 billion streams. Big D from Rock Nation. I mean, you know, Belly, like I said, I'm not going to talk about it because he didn't want to talk about it, but he done wrote some shit for everybody. And anybody I talk to about Belly in any studio I go to, everybody says he's Jay-Z's favorite. And so that's a major thing when we talk about one of the greatest rappers of all time. Shock G, Digital, Underground, we probably would have never heard of Tupac Shakur if it wasn't for Shock G and Digital Underground. The Bay Area, our heart pours out to you guys. I love you guys. We share a very special bond, Fat Joe in the Bay Area with Vaughn and Chewy Gomez and my partner Ghazi and everybody over there in the Bay Area. I know this is a tough one right here. Black Rob 2 days ago, 3 days ago, DMX last week, Andre Harrell, Prince Marky D, Fred the Godson. I mean, you know, it's just grace period. I don't know if it's always been like this or it's just that we're so focused because of the COVID, because we on alert, because we watching for everything, that it seems like hip hop has been going through a real tough time, you know. And our hearts, our prayers go out to the family of Shock G. This is terrible. It's just terrible. And you know, it's crazy, man. And so what happens with, let me tell you what happens with death. Everybody's gonna go. Everybody. We're all here temporarily. I know people who are vegans and worked out every day and got hit with a bus. I know people who are the most healthiest in the world and caught cancer. I know the fattest people on earth who live to 80 years old. Everybody is here temporarily. Okay, so that's why I told you when we started this show, man. If you could rewind this show, and I said, I'm just so thankful for the air. I'm thankful for the day I don't get a phone call that nobody in my family is hurt. And life is that precious and God is that great. And so somebody like Shock G came in this world and made a name for himself and made a legacy for himself. Put on one of the most prolific, greatest human beings and artists of all time, Tupac Shakur, the Humpty Humped, doing the Humpty Hump. Come on. And rest in peace, Pop Smoke, of course. I'm just talking about this COVID time. Many of our friends have been passing away. And so now we try to tell everybody we love you, we praying for you, we love you. And just because we never know no more. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, people are passing away at a faster rate. I don't know why. That's what I try to tell you, man. Do whatever makes you happy. Happiness is the true key. As long as you're happy, bro. Whatever makes you happy, as long as it ain't hurting nobody, as long as it ain't robbing nobody or taking from nobody, happiness is key. And so me, over this last year, I've been so transparent with you guys. I've been so open book to maybe one of you guys. You just needed that one thing. Because me, I told you, I never got high. Why? Because I seen it destroy communities. Because I seen some of my closest friends who were 10 times smarter than me, funnier than me, more handsome than me, fuck up their whole lives. So I didn't need to do that because I learned from them. And so I come on here and I tell you, rest in peace, Hector Lavoe. You know, I come up here and I tell you the truth. I say, listen, bro, I'll tell you my wins and I'll tell you my failures. And my whole life has been like that, but now I'm on here and this is a live show. And so I tell you the truth shit. I tell you what I feel. I tell you everything in true transparency. Stuff that people, you know, something that happens in the black and brown community is when people become successful, they want to be the only ones. And they don't try to let you know secrets or things that can help you get to that. And so they rather watch you go through mistakes and potholes and shit like that. And rest in peace, Tito Ross, that boy, that Gallo was the man. And so I try to come up on here and tell you, man, I'm doing just fine, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm doing just fine. And you know, my daughter's my world, my kids is my world, my family's my world. You know, if I passed away, my daughter would tell her husband in the future, she would be like, yo, man, my father did everything in the world I ever wanted. And so that's what she should expect from a man. Any man that she loves, you know. And so, you know, I just try to be transparent, man, and tell y'all as much as I love y'all. And because y'all, you know, we on borrowed time, man. We on borrowed time, man. B-Dot. Yeah, I take care of myself, B-Dot, but at the end of the day, when it's over for people, it's over for people. Like, I'm telling you, you know. And me, you know, somebody said stay away from the haters. I never stayed away from the haters. I actually walked towards them. I walked with God, the squad, and TS. I with the BS, we platinum. They even died of Jesus. And so I refuse. I love living a beautiful lifestyle. I love living an affluent life. But I refuse to cut ties with my community. And too many athletes or celebrities or artists become successful. And the dream is to get out the hood. That is the dream. Nobody wants to live in the projects forever. The dream is to get out the hood. But getting out the hood never said you don't go back and inspire the youth or the people of the hood, or give back to the hood, or give them motivation, or give them inspiration. And that's the difference. And so being that when you was a rapper and at one point it was keeping your life private, I never knew where Rakim was from. We only heard from him every 4 years when he dropped an album. It was all about being private. I tell you, I was tight with, I knew Tupac and Biggie, but I never sat there. It was like being a sucker to be like, yo, let's take a picture. Actually, you were the illest if you didn't take a picture. And so, you know, for me, it's always been about, so we have to be private. And then I would see, you know, people bigging up certain people or people praising certain artists that I knew because I was Fat Joe the rapper, famous, and I dealt with these people, that I sit back, oh man, these artists, these guys, they thinking this, don't give a fuck about them. Like, don't care. And I would sit there frustrated and be like, damn, man, they don't see the real one right in front of them. Right in front of them. Because we constantly out here trying to inspire the people, bro. That's what this is about. That's what this whole show is about. And I bring somebody on here who ain't famous, they tell you their story, how they came from nothing. And they became rich and wealthy. So that maybe some of you brothers and sisters could listen to this and just get inspired and know that you got what it takes to get to the next level. I know, guys, you're late to the party if you're telling me rest in peace, Shock G. We've been talking about it for 20 minutes. Shout out to the legendary Belly. Man, got so much big music out there in them streets. And while we was on with me and Belly, we got word that Shock G passed. That shit is crazy. And so here we are, and it's been my duty. I've been telling y'all forever, this show is live. We cannot take no talk back. In fact, I don't want to jinx myself or say nothing into existence, but I cannot believe I've been on here for like a year and some months where I don't got to take no talk back. Because we done talked about everything. You know how hard that is to be live? These guys, they do a radio show and they chop and edit whatever sounds funny. Me, I let it go. Whatever's in the heart, whatever's in the tip of my tongue, I let it go. He was 57 years old, Shock G. Look good as hell, man. And viva Puerto Rico. You know, coming from grandparents from Puerto Rico, we got a chance, man. We got a chance to give back, man. When we sent them airplanes out there, man, with 1 million pounds of food and water, and this, not bad for some kids from the projects. You know? I got to fly in and bless my family from Puerto Rico, because my family from Puerto Rico, and that was separate, guys. My family from Puerto Rico, man, they like this. And whenever somebody gets sick in New York, they all fly in, 20 deep. And they stay till the person gets better, and then they go back. So it was my first time ever for us to ever do something for them. Because they always do for us, whether it was emotionally or whatever. And so when I showed up to my family's house in Guanabo, I said, familia, estoy aquí. El gordo llegó. Fa. And they was waiting like, And they might have told their neighbors all those years, Fox is my nephew. Fox is my cousin. And the whole hood was out looking like, oh shit, llegó Fox. And I went to my aunt and I said, yo, I'm here. I'm here. Here you go. And I know when I walked away, they just said, damn. We got a real one. We invested in a real one. Because just know, if you're an artist coming up, if you into anything, a business owner, black-owned business, brown, whether white, whatever, these people who are cheering you on, these people who are motivating you, they are investing in you. If they give you hope, they are investing in you. And they're glad to see their investment grow. Somebody who takes a young kid who looks like he's going to be a big basketball player or athlete and feeds them and everything, and then they go to college and become successful. These people invested in you. And so people like to hate on people who get successful. But if the people got good hearts that become successful, those are the guys who's going to trickle down. Those are the guys who's going to stand out there and help you. Those are the guys who are going to fund your projects or feed the people. Okay, guys. Juanito, rest in peace. Shock G. Thank you, Belly, for coming on the show. You know, everybody, let's try to take care of ourselves. That's all I can say. So everybody try to take care of yourselves. And everybody try to give. Try to give more than you receive. Try to help people. Whether it's emotionally, whether it's helping them any which way, try to give. The best, you know, you see a kid in trouble, sit down, talk to him, man. You from the hood, and you understand the world more now, especially if you was crazy when you was younger. Sit down with them. Talk to them, man. Let them know how powerful they are and how special they are. Sometimes they need that. That one little talk, that one little light. Let your darkest moments bring your most clarity. Let your darkest moments bring your most clarity. Meaning, when you go through a tough time, when the walls are closing in, and you look around, you get locked up. Unfortunately, you get locked up. If your friends never come to visit you, we know they're busy. They're not your friends, my brother. They're not your true friends. And so you know that. And so you ain't keeping it real with yourself. If you come outside and just keep hanging out with these people, that when you needed them, when you went through the toughest time, they wasn't there for you. You're not being real to yourself. And if they did it once, they'll do it again. Family, friends, whatever. Put God first, good and bad times. And we're going to need God. We're going to need the strength of God to make it, because it's a horrible time out here. And if you die, you want to at least know you with God. Now, what's the difference? People come in my DM all the time. Yo, are you with God? Are you with... Well, you see me every night. You see me every night praising God. Don't we praise God every night when we close the show? We're staying Julius. Don't we praise God every night when we close the show? But there's some people that go to church and they feel like you're not holier than thou, or you don't praise God the way they want you to praise God, or the way they think you. Nah, bro. Everybody has a tailor-made relationship with God. And if you are righteous, if you are positive, if you do to others, and you treat others like you want to get treated, then you good. All right, y'all. See y'all tomorrow. We the biggest by far. Shout out to Belly checking in. Nori on the comments. Roxy on the comments. B-Dot on the comments. Rest in peace, Shock G. Another one bites the dust. Another living legend. And before me, when I dreamed of being an artist, this guy was already rocking. When I used to host Video Music Box for Ralph McDaniels, this guy was already rocking. So we'll always look up to these guys.
Whisper, whisper, whisper.